He thought that drug-induced paranoia would be an excuse for a brutal act. Quentin Nixon fatally gunned down a mother inside a stranger's home, denying all blame in court, until a painful verdict and the grief of her family broke him down. This is the heartbreaking story of the downfall of a killer. Don't let Nixon's crime fade into silence. Subscribe to uncover every dark detail, or tell us why you would ignore the victim's pain. On July 25th, 2002, a casual drug spot in Akron, Ohio turned deadly, taking the life of a mother and shattering her family. Quentin Nixon, high and paranoid, created chaos that led to a courtroom moment which shocked the nation. Quentin Nixon, 33, was a medical assistant in Akron, Ohio in 2022. With a record of assault, he went to a house party on Maryland Avenue, using meth with strangers, including 34-year-old Tony Westover, another medical assistant and a devoted mother to a 9-year-old daughter. They had no prior connection, but Nixon's drug-induced paranoia sparked tragedy. Around 2 a.m. on July 25, 2022, at the Maryland Avenue home, Tony and her boyfriend Brian Fielder gathered with Nixon and others to use meth. Tony texted a friend between 1 o'clock and 1:30 a.m. saying something felt wrong. When Tony reached into her bag and placed a gun on the table, Nixon, paranoid she was a police officer, grabbed it. He pulled her across the table, aimed the gun at her head, and fired 3 times, with a fatal shot striking the back of her neck. Brian wrestled with Nixon, biting his face to get the gun, while another man, Adam Wright, struck Nixon and fled. Tony collapsed lifeless on the couch, blocking the doorway. Nixon fled with her purse and the gun. Akron police arrested Nixon on July 28, 2022, after a tip led to a standoff at his cousin's house, where he hid in the attic. Ballistics matched Tony's gun to the crime, and Brian Fielder's testimony detailed Nixon's paranoia, describing how he believed Tony was law enforcement and acted on that fear. Charged with murder, felonious assault, evidence tampering, and a prior weapons violation, Nixon claimed self-defense, insisting he had been attacked.
He had Adam right here with his gun trained on him.
Yeah.
Then he moved over there and grabbed some printer and started printing out. I was wrong. I was in fear for my life.
Were you using drugs that day?
Yes, sir.
You think that's something that made you feel different?
No, sir.
What kind of drugs?
Meth. They all were using meth, even she was.
Okay. You ever used it before?
Once or twice.
What made you shoot her instead of them?
Brian.
What do you mean?
He took me to the kitchen and told me she was the police.
So you thought she was the police?
And then he looked at me and said, "You got the same thing she got on her phone."
Yeah.
It was basically...
Paranoia like Nixon's can appear anywhere. Don't be blind to it. Subscribe to expose the darkness. In October 2024, Nixon represented himself in a Summit County trial, denying murder and claiming he was attacked at the meth-fueled party out of fear Tony was an informant. Prosecutors presented gun residue, Tony's messages, and Brian Fielder's testimony, which described Nixon grabbing the gun and shooting Tony after dragging her across the table. Nixon cross-examined Brian about meth use and whether Tony was an informant, but Judge Christine Croce ruled his claims illogical, citing his flight with Tony's purse as evidence of guilt.
I'm fighting as bad as I basically could. Like I don't want to die. Like this dude, he straddled me. He got this gun in my head. So I'm like trying to jolt him off of me, if that makes sense. Like I'm flopping around like a fish on the ground, basically. And Adam comes from wherever he was standing. He's right here now. Right here. My head is right here. As I'm getting up to raise up, Adam clocks me over the top of the head with the pistol. Like at least maybe 3 times. And on that first clock though, I instantly start bleeding. On the second one, I don't know if his finger was on the trigger when he did it. The gun went off and it went through. When that gun went off, Adam kind of stepped back like this way. And I'm bleeding. Brian still got a hold of my wrist and the gun. And I ended up like getting it from him, kind of twisting his wrist. Now I'm like laying on my back now. I had a little bit of blood in my eyes from the pistol whipping. I hear, so now I'm laying on my back and I'm looking this way and I hear.
Down the hallway?
Yeah, I'm looking this way, but I'm also still wrestling the gun kind of like, and I see a male come from here and I got hit with a machete on my right side. I still got the mark. I don't know if she's seen me with the gun. I don't know if she's seen it. Like, I got it from him, but Brian kind of moved out the way and went into the kitchen in a quick motion. And just as he's moving, she's moving in too. I don't know if she was trying to help him. But as she's reaching down, I let 2 shots off, but I'm on my way up. And I guess the 2 shots that I let off, they hit her here and she spent.
Before sentencing, Tony's family poured out their grief. Her mother, Peggy Westover, and sister Amy Perry confronted Nixon. Their words were filled with anguish over losing a beloved mother and sister just days after her daughter's birthday.
Peggy Westover. Hi, ma'am. Go ahead. Tell me your full name, please.
My name is Peggy Westover.
Go ahead, please.
Okay, I would like to say the day of the 25th, 22. My daughter was murdered, and it was the worst day of my life and her sister's life, and the life of her little girl. And you know, she wouldn't do anything to hurt anybody or anything. And she was a sweet girl, a beautiful lady. I mean, everything you would want in a daughter. But she just got mixed up with the wrong people. And all that happened. And so, whatever you consider, I'm moved by it.
Thank you, ma'am. Would you state your full name, please?
Perry.
Thank you. Thank you, Miss Perry.
I do want to speak on behalf of the father here. I have seen Isabella struggle through all of this. She has seen the YouTube, she's seen the videos, and I know he stated that he's not a monster, but in our eyes, in that little girl's eyes, he is a monster. He killed her 2 days after her birthday party. I wrote this about a year ago, but I'm going to kind of adjust it to today. I never imagined that I would be standing here today asking for justice for my sister, Tony. I should not have to do this, and it's honestly not fair. Quentin, it has been 2 years since you murdered my sister, Tony. I woke up on July 25th and I felt this feeling of something being wrong with I've seen a post on Facebook that said that a 34-year-old girl was killed in Kenmore, and for some reason I knew it was her. And I called my mom and I told her to please get a hold of Tony and go back feeling for something bad about him. That day our life was shaken to its core. And all I could do is scream, no, not her, and cry and ask why. Why Tony? What kind of monster could do this? She was my best friend, the one I was supposed to annoy for the rest of our lives, a second mother. She was so bubbly and full of life. She was a calm person. She never even got into a fight in high school. No matter what she was dealing with, she always put other people first. Everyone who knew her loved her, and when she walked into a room, she lit it up. I had so many sleepless nights trying to wrap my head around who could do this and why. Tony was not a violent person, not a criminal record. She was a kind soul, someone who saw the good in everyone, even when they did not deserve it. She didn't deserve this, and our family didn't deserve this, to lose her like this. I always thought it would be us forever, until you robbed us of that. I don't have her to FaceTime, to laugh with. I don't have her to tell me everything's okay when I need her. I didn't get the proper goodbye. When I lost her, I lost a part of my childhood, and a piece of me died that day too. I felt this emptiness, I still do. I started to lose myself. I never imagined our last goodbye would be seeing my sister in a casket, cold and lifeless. It's a memory that I will never forget. It's the face I see. Sorry. It's the face I see when I close my eyes. The look on her face and how sad she looked. I could barely walk into the room, and when I did, I fell to the ground and I screamed. I was shaking and crying so bad that I had to have my stepdad help me to go up to say my goodbyes. I never imagined this being our last goodbye. It wasn't her time. I'm your sister. She was supposed to be here for me. I looked up to her. You took a little girl's mother away. Imagine telling your child that her mother's never coming home. And then imagine trying to explain to that little girl what happened to her.
Their words echoed through the courtroom. The sorrow of a mother and sister reflected Tony's absence. As her mother spoke, Nixon broke down, tears streaming down his face.
Your Honor, my family would like to speak.
Sure. Who would like to speak? Come on up. Would you tell me your full name, please? Thank you. How are you related to the defendant? Okay, thank you. Just speak up just a little bit, because there's...
I'm Quentin's mother.
Okay.
And I haven't been here for any of the court proceedings. I'm a single mom and I've been the only one that takes care of me and my family. My kids are grown, but I still do what I can do. I'm not here to ask for pity. It's not a pity party. I do understand the severity of what has been done. It might not be today. First, I would like to say my condolences to you all. To lose a child, I don't know how I would feel if I lost one of mine. So I would like to definitely say my condolences to you all. And it might not be today. No, it might not be tomorrow. It might not be 5 years from now, but maybe one day you will find it in your heart to show mercy and forgive. That I can't do anything but just pray that you can do that. But I thank you for hearing me out, and I just want to say that I don't truly believe in my heart I gave birth to a monster. I won't say that. My mistakes have been my own. A lot of what my children have suffered has been through my own hand. The way I live my life, the way I might have been raised in things I've gone through, but at some point we all make our own decisions. I am aware of that as well, and I just ask if the court would show mercy.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you very much, ma'am.
In an emotional scene, he begged for forgiveness, clinging to his self-defense claim as he sobbed before Tony's family and his own.
Mr. Nixon, do you choose to make a allocution or a statement at this time? You're not required to. You may if you want to, but that's your choice.
To Miss Westover's family, I'm not a monster, but I do ask for forgiveness. I don't. Nothing I can say is gonna help how you guys feel. Please forgive me. To her daughters, I ask for forgiveness. To her mother, I ask for forgiveness. To her sister, I ask for forgiveness. It was me against them. To my mother and my family, I ask for forgiveness. I have to take responsibility for what the court is holding me responsible for. But it's not. It didn't happen the way that they said it happened. I'm not a monster.
His rough, desperate sobs clashed with his denial, leaving Tony's family unmoved. On November 6, 2024, Judge Christine Crochet delivered the verdict. Guilty of murder, felonious assault, evidence tampering, and improper firearm use. Nixon's defiance shattered. Sentenced to life in prison with parole eligibility after 21 years, plus 7.5 years for firearm and tampering charges. He wept uncontrollably, eyes locked on his mother. The entire courtroom froze, the moment etched into Akron's heart.
All right, I'm ready to proceed now. So, Mr. Nixon, you know, the person that's sitting here before me today, I think relatively intelligent, well-spoken, well thought out, is a totally different person that existed in 2022. So whatever led you down the path, A, to associate with these people, but B, down the path of methamphetamine, is clearly why you're sitting here today. I don't know how many times we have to have someone shot and killed in our community before people realize that gun violence has so many unintended consequences. Not just to put out the life of the person or injure the person that the gun is being pointed at, but the trickle-down effect of all of those other people that are affected by this. Your children, your mother, your sister, Miss Westover's family, her children, her grandchildren, all of those things. And the combination of drugs and guns in this community and staying up for days and all the paranoia that comes with the use of those drugs just baffles me. I believe that you do have sincere remorse. I do believe that having sat in jail for 2 years and reading through the discovery and not necessarily remembering all the events of that night due to your drug-fueled paranoia, that you have convinced yourself that the testimony you gave in this courtroom is truthful. It does not jive, it does not correspond, it is not corroborated by the physical evidence. That being said, I find based on the facts and circumstances of this case in consideration of the relevant sentencing factors, applying the minimum sanction I've determined will protect the public and punish the offender without imposing an unnecessary burden on state or local resources. As to 2206-2276, count 1, improper handling of a firearm in a motor vehicle, I'm imposing 18 months in the Ohio Department of Corrections. I'm not imposing any fines, and the court will take judgment against you for the cost of this prosecution. I'm also ordering, pursuant to specification 1 to count 1, that the Riley defense RAK 47 be forfeited. As to 2209-3102, the state of Ohio having chose to proceed with sentencing on count 1, murder and unclassified felony, I'm imposing a sentence of life in prison with the eligibility of parole after 15 years. Specification 1 to count 1, specification 1 to count 2, I'm imposing a mandatory prison term of 3 years on each count, and pursuant to 2929-14B1G, those offenses will run consecutive and not concurrent to each other and be served prior to and consecutive with the life sentence that you're facing. I'm using my discretion to not impose a sentence on specification 1 to count 3, and I'm imposing a 36-month prison sentence on count 5. I am running both cases concurrent to each other, and I am running count 5 concurrent to count 1 for a total sentence of 21 years to life in the Ohio Department of Corrections. Upon completing your prison sentence, as to the tampering, you're facing 2 years of discretionary post-release control, which is supervision by the Adult Parole Authority. As to being granted parole, as to the murder charge, that will be left up completely to the Adult Parole Board, and they will decide when and if you are released from prison, or if you, after serving 21 years, or if you're required to serve the balance of your life in the Ohio Department of Corrections.
Toni Westover, a 34-year-old mother, left behind her 9-year-old daughter Isabella and a grieving family. Her mother, Peggy, and sister Amy fight to preserve her memory. Now 36, Nixon is housed at North Central Correctional Institution, eligible for parole in 2045. His self-representation and denial sparked controversy, while his family begged for mercy. Quentin Nixon thought denial and tears would overcome justice, but a meth-fueled killing and a family's pain brought him down. Was he a paranoid murderer or simply lost to madness? What stirs your soul? The grief of Tony's family, Nixon's pleas, or the weight of the verdict? Share your thoughts in the comments. Like and subscribe for more gripping true crime, and click the next video. See you there.